for Ethiopia. And does this thing work?
Yeah. So here we are at the Corporate Council in Africa, the U.S.-Africa Business Summit. Introduce yourself and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Zemedeneh Negatu. I'm the global chairman of a U.S.-based investment firm, actually right here in McLean. And it focuses almost exclusively on investments in sub-Saharan Africa, primarily in the infrastructure space, hotel and tourism, agriculture, and then resources on an opportunistic basis. So that's what we do. We've invested in a number of African countries, but at the moment one of our more exciting investments is in Ethiopia. We are co-investors with two other private equity firms in the largest mobile payment company in Ethiopia called HelloCash. We're also investors in one of the largest systems integration and implementation firms in Africa, which implements a German software called SAP and the American software Oracle. And then we're, hopefully if things go right, in the next few months, we will launch an oil refinery for East Africa. A regional oil refinery, 120,000 barrels a day. But that's sort of, a big ticket project, so we have to kind of close a lot of ifs and buts before we kind of officially announce it. And then currently we're the global book runners and the writers for a US-based company that is going to be building a world-class referral hospital in Africa. So it's $120 million.
In Ethiopia still?
In Ethiopia, okay. But it's actually for the region as a whole.
Okay.
So these are the kinds of things about where, obviously, we're no comparison to the big boys, but at least we hopefully have much more nimble, and we know how to get around, and we know how to manage risks. So we think we'll be much more successful than the bigger guys who want to look at $500 million deals or they won't get out of bed. No, for us, we do VC as well as PE.
And you're also the non-executive chairman of Calzedonia, Ethiopia, the Verona, one of the biggest, most dynamic textile groups of Italy in Verona. So
that's actually pretty exciting. As you know, Calzedonia is building its first factory in Africa, in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So I am the non-executive chairman, so I just guide them as to how things work. Very successful company around the world, as you know. They have 3,000 plus outlets around the world. So what they're going to do is in the future, a significant portion of their products for their stores will be sourced from Ethiopia. So they're very innovative, and that's why they've been very, very successful. I'm happy to be associated. I'm married to an Italian, so I don't speak any Italian. But it's an example of the shifting. This morning here at the conference, we're talking about the global supply chain, how it's moving. And you saw the PVH guys, and I think Calzedonia saw that as well. Much more innovative than others, actually. And so I think in October this year, they will officially inaugurate their factory. Okay. And I'm happy to be associated with I'm the chairman for the Ethiopian piece.
Okay. How much is the factory, or how much investment was for the factory?
Well, that's for them to disclose, right?
Okay.
It's a privately held company, but it's substantial, and they're looking actually to ramp it up as the year goes by. So much of their production at the moment is in Europe, in Italy, and in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
We have one facility in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
But this is the first one for them, and I think I would expect many other Italian companies
to move. Yeah, they all come in like mushrooms.
They come together.
Yeah.
It's like Americans.
Called Distretto Industriale. They all. That's why you always have. Yeah, it's an Italian term, Distretto Industriale, where you have all the same factories in the same sector, all next to each other.
And also because you need an ecosystem.
Yeah.
You can't just have one anchor investor by itself. So the guys who manufacture the button will now come in, maybe from Italy, or the zip guys will come in next. So I think the fact that you have a very well-known brand like Calzedonia investing in Ethiopia, I think will create an ecosystem of Italian suppliers and others to kind of consider Ethiopia as an investment destination. So this is the exciting part about the change in the global supply chain.
Thank you, sir.